friends. Today is on our Anchor Moments Weight Loss Book Club. We are reading Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Emotional Eating, and we're going to be going over chapter 11, Watch What You Eat. In this chapter, Alan Carr asks in the very beginning, in the first page, next time you sit down to a meal, ask yourself why you're about to eat. And ask that question. Am I about to eat because I'm hungry? Am I about to eat because I'm bored or because this looks good? Ask yourself why you're about to eat. It also asks us to pay attention to what we're eating. I've been on a Mounjaro journey, and I've been taking Mounjaro for about 50 weeks now. And I can tell you that's helped me a lot with my emotional eating because I'm not constantly thinking about food like I was without the medication. And it also helps me to feel fuller faster, which is really nice. And lately, I had recently titrated up to 10 milligrams, and I've been having to think before I eat because I'm not that hungry, and I'm having to make sure that I'm choosing the most nutritious possibilities to eat. And so that way I'm eating nutrient dense food because I'm not as hungry. Hey, we got Logan in the house. Hi, Logan. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. Logan had surgery this last week, and so we were worried about him. This is a live. If you've had any wins this week, please put your wins in the comments because I would love to celebrate you. And if you've had any thoughts about chapter 11, Watch What You Eat, please put your thoughts, either positive, negative. I don't know. What are you thinking? Let us know in the thoughts and in the comments, and I will share those as well. Now, I've been really having to think about fueling myself this week because it's really kicked in my 10 milligrams of Mounjaro. And I'm having to make sure while I have, it's close to Christmas. If you're watching this on replay, today is Sunday, December 22nd. And my neighborhood has, I've been living here for a very long time. And a lot of my neighbors have lived here for a very long time. And we have a tradition in my cul-de-sac that we share each other's best Christmas treats. And so every night at random times, the doorbell rings and tasty treats show up at my door with a smile. And I'm having to make sure that I have room in my stomach to be eating nutritionally dense foods. So that way I'm getting enough nutrition in this week. And I'm still tasting and enjoying what's been coming to my door, but I've been eating a much smaller amount of that. And I believe this is going to be the first Christmas of my life that I have not gained weight. As an adult, I always gain weight at Christmas time, usually between Thanksgiving and Christmas, at least 5 pounds, but I've been known to gain easily 10 pounds between Thanksgiving and Christmas, from 5 to 10 pounds. And this is the first year this is not happening for me. And I'm still enjoying when friends have a treat that they offer, but I'm eating very little of it. A lot of times I'm having, like, if it's a handful of cookie, it's usually just a little flavor. I'm having like half a cookie and I'm good. And I've tasted it and go, oh, that was really nice. And I'm stopping because I'm getting full so much faster. I want to be sure that I'm giving my body proper nutrition to. And so I'm eating nutritiously dense food as well. Alan Carr talks, one of the examples, analogies he gives is a car that you fuel cars with gas, and cars need gas to go. And if we usually give our car gas because we do drive so many miles, to work and different things, that different places that we go, that we usually, maybe we fill our tanks up twice a week for the car, and it'll be what we need. But if you have a week that you're on vacation, or maybe you were sick that week, or for whatever reason you don't drive for a week, you're not going to still fill up that tank twice, because there'd be no room, because the car wouldn't need any more gas because it didn't burn off the previous fuel if the car just kind of sat around. And if you were to try to continue pumping gas into that car, the gas would fall onto the ground. And he mentioned, imagine what it would be like if you poured too much gas in your tank and the tank was full. If it then the gas went into your trunk and went into the back seat of your car and started filling up your car, how awful would that be? You'd be like, oh my gosh. Well, that's what it's like for our bodies too. That if we uh, are over fueling ourselves, because then the gas doesn't spill out. The fuel just ends up going into fat on our bodies. And so we really need to be thinking about how much fuel do we need. And I've been thinking about this in reverse as well. I have, oh, yay, we got Deb in the house too. Woo woo. Hi, Deb. Uh, we have some people that are part of our Anchor Moments community that have been on a GLP-1 journey for a long time, and they're on maintenance already, and they've lost all the weight they want to lose, and they have so much more energy that they're really getting fit, and they can exercise for so much longer than they used to, and they're going on longer walks, and or they're trying out for working out to be in triathlons, and they're doing all this wonderful stuff that they can do, and they feel so much more energetic because they've gotten their weight off, and they're still losing while they're on maintenance. And they're getting a little concerned about that, because they're like, well, I don't need to lose any more weight, but yet the weight keeps coming off. All that extra, just like driving your car, if you're going to go on a trip and you're going to drive farther than you normally drive, well, your car's going to run out of gas. You're going to need to add more gas to it because you are going farther. So for my friends out there on maintenance, and that are still losing weight and are trying not to lose any more weight and trying to maintain, be thinking about all that wonderful exercise you're doing. Keep doing it. I mean, that's so awesome. And, because it feels great to be able to exercise without tons of extra pounds on you. But you'll have to remember that you also need to maybe eat a little more to fuel your body. And if you do that, then hopefully you'll be able to get to where you can maintain better, where you're not gaining, but you're not losing, but staying at the weight that you actually love. So anyway, I really liked the analogy of the car in chapter 11, because it really did make me think about that. And I got Cindy in the house too. Woo woo. Oh, so nice having all you guys here joining us. So if you have any wins this week, please share your wins. For me, my wins were, let me think. Well, a sneak preview for tomorrow's Mounjaro Monday Live, but I lost a pound this week. And I'm really excited about that, to lose a pound this close to Christmas, especially when my doorbell's ringing every night and someone's handing me a new little plate of food of their special treats, and being able to taste them without eating a lot of it, but being able to taste it and being happy to taste it, and have it, and then still be able to enjoy dinner or whatever and not overeat the treats while still enjoying them a little bit, but not overeating them has been a win for me this week. And I was real excited to step on the scale this morning and see that I've lost a pound. Uh, so, anyway, that is my win this week. And I'm trying to look to see any other, another takeaway from chapter 11 on watching what you eat. Alan Carr talks about animals and how animals in the wild, especially like squirrels will eat nuts. And when they are full, they stop. And when they've had as many nuts as they need, they stop eating, and then they find nuts and they store them for later. But they don't overeat. They don't overeat the nuts. They just eat as many that they need, and that's it. And how other animals, even I was babysitting my grandson every Monday through Friday this week with Jeff, and having so much fun babysitting him. And they also, my kids have two dogs, and so we've been watching their dogs too, and it's fun watching. Watching their dogs, because their dogs do what Alan Carr talks about in chapter 11. Before they eat something that's fallen on the ground, they will sniff it, and they'll look at it and they'll sniff it, and they'll give it a little lick first for like a little taste. And then if they go, oh, that's good, then they'll eat it. And they're utilizing all their senses. And we haven't been doing that as much as we should, of really looking at our food and utilizing our senses and trying to eat some of the most nutritious foods. And that's a good way to go too. Hey, we got Robin in the house too. So glad to have you guys. If you have any wins this week, Robin, let us know and put it in the chat today. Let's see. We did the fuel analogy. And Alan Carr also says, which I thought this was an important point, when you eat healthy, nutritious food, your body and brain combine automatically to ensure you eat the correct amount. I'm going to give an example for that. And the example for that is cottage cheese. I know I need to be eating more protein, and cottage cheese is very high in protein. And so if I'm needing a snack in the middle of the day because I'm feeling a little empty, if I have a little bit of cottage cheese and I put some fruit on it, it is very filling, and I never overeat it ever. As soon as I'm done eating it, I'm done. I don't need any more. I'm satisfied, and I know I'm finished. But if I am eating food that's not nutrient dense, food like chips or crisps or cookies or other things, a lot of times it's not filling for me, and I'll eat a little bit, and then a little while later I want a little more, and then a little while later I want a little more, and a little more, and a little more. But when I'm eating a nutritiously dense food, it takes I eat a little bit, and then I'm done when I truly am full. I don't usually overeat those kind of things. It's as soon as I'm filled, and that does the trick for me. Um, and Alan Carr also says in chapter 11, this was another sentence that I found interesting, and so I wrote down, we eat like mindless drivers, filling our tanks, regardless of whether it's the right fuel or there's room in the tank. And a lot of times we're eating because, oh, well, it's that time of day. And this is when I normally eat breakfast. This is when I normally eat lunch. This is when I normally eat dinner. This is normally when I go into the break room and get something out of the vending machine or whatever. Where a lot of times we're eating without taking into account, are we hungry? Do we need fuel right now? And are what we eating, are we choosing to eat something that's really gonna fuel us, that's gonna fuel our cells in our body and help us run efficiently. And then the last thing that I found that I thought was excellent was, and I put stars next to that, is you can easily escape from the trap of emotional eating by paying attention to the food you eat and asking yourself what it's really doing for you. Isn't that good? And so I thought about that. Even if you're gonna, because it's Christmas time, and if you're at your grandma's house or at a relative's and they're all excited because they made you your favorite Christmas cookie, um, then the reason I am eating that Christmas cookie is I want to enjoy that nostalgia and enjoy that treat. Um, and that's why I'm having it. But I don't have to eat a whole plate of them. I can have one or two and be done and still experience that as well. I've decided this year that I am on a healthy lifestyle journey. And I want to do all that I can to fuel my body in a healthy way, to lose the excess weight that's been bringing me down, and to help my health. I have type 2 diabetes, and right now my blood sugar is perfect, which is amazing. Uh, after being on this journey for 50 weeks, it's been so helpful for me. But I don't want to live where I feel deprived. I want to do this in a joyful way. And this has been a really great year for me. I have gone on 2 trips, and both trips I have eaten some wonderful foods that some of them were calorie dense, but I balanced it for the first time ever. And I balanced it by having some exercise and making sure that most of the food that I eat that day does have good nutrition in it. And I still enjoyed a treat here and there. And for the first time in my life, I've had balance with it. And Manjaro has really helped me with that balance. And this book club has really helped me with that balance too, with reading the different books and things. And I really appreciate our Anchor Moments community, and having you all here too on this journey with me has brought me a lot of joy, especially our Sunday book club and our Mounjaro Mondays. So I want to thank all of you that come on for these lives. And I'm going to share now some of the things that you're putting in the comments here. And please feel free to share, especially if you've had any wins this week. I love hearing those wins. Let's see. Logan asked, Gina, how's your grandson and how old is he? He is He's probably a little over 6.5 months old now, and he's so precious. I've had so much fun babysitting him. The month of December has been a blast, and he's doing really well. He's not crawling yet, but he's getting close. I know any day now he's going to figure out how to do it. But he's very smiley, very giggly, and he has just been a ball to be around. But I have to admit, I'm getting a lot older. When I come home and Jeff too, when we come home from babysitting all day, we're exhausted. It really does knock us out, but it's been a lot of fun. And Deb said, oh, yeah, we're so glad to see you back, Logan. And hope that, and how are you feeling after your surgery last week? When we're glad to see you back, because we were worried about you. And oh, it's so nice to have Deb in the house and Cindy in the house. Woo woo. and Robin too. And Jeff says
What
he
about
has
me
a
in the house?
Christmas time and having Jeff in the house. Yeah.
Literally, this house.
Yes, you are in the house. And Jeff says, my Christmas time win. Right now, I'm at my lowest weight this year. Wow, that's so great, Jeff.
Okay, I confess, it probably was helped that I felt sick yesterday. But still, I'll take that as a win.
Yeah,
I was right
absolutely.
around there, and I didn't gain weight yesterday.
No,
I guess
no.
is what I'm saying.
No. He had some stomach upset yesterday.
Intestinal.
Yeah, intestinal distress yesterday.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we don't know if it was germ related or my brother gave us some Harry and David stuff. And I've asked him before, please send me their pears. They have wonderful pears. I would love it if you give me the pears. That's truly a gift. But he always sends me all their candy and Moose Munch popcorn and popcorn's not bad for you, but this popcorn, it's caramel corn and chocolate covered popcorn. So it is so calorie dense.
But you know what? Whether it was one thing or whether it was the other thing, because there are a lot of things going around right about now.
Yeah.
But in my mind, I am going to link the two so that I'll say, remember when you ate all that
that Moose
Munch popcorn or that candy or whatever? And oh yeah, I remember what happened after that.
Yeah.
Whether it was, like I say, it's amazing when you're talking about in this chapter about brainwashing and how different food companies that are manufacturing stuff, they have actual food scientists who know, okay, we're trying to get this specific texture, this specific flavor, this so much salt, this so much savory, this so much sweet or whatever, and it'll make the perfect thing that people will keep on buying. And that's great for them, but that kind of brainwashes our brains that are looking for the certain kinds of things that you need to survive. And it makes you I think that's part of the addiction too, part of the brainwashing too. So I'm going to use my illness yesterday as me brainwashing myself into reminding myself that I don't need to eat those. Do you remember when I told you about watermelon?
Yeah.
And
they might not know about the watermelon.
I'm going to tell you the watermelon story. Want to hear the watermelon story?
Sure. I've been married to Jeff for a long time, so I've heard this numerous times because I love watermelon and he doesn't.
You know what's delicious?
Watermelon.
And I was still like doing my student no. Anyway, I was working at a preschool, I think, and they had a party afterwards, and they were always very health conscious, and so the party stuff that they had were a lot of fresh fruits and stuff, and there was like a half a watermelon left over, I think, and I said, "Do you want to take that? You want to have that? Because we don't throw it away. It's still good. We were just eating it." And I said, "Yeah, sure." Well, the next day I got really sick.
He ate the entire half a watermelon.
Well,
yeah,
yes, but it shouldn't have caused. Okay. Both ends were biggie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And after that, I didn't know anything about the brainwashing or anything back then, but I thought, every time you would offer me watermelon, I had those food memories that were really strong. You remember those kind of things. They have food memories that are really strong. And then I just don't take watermelon. And sometimes I will convince myself by overriding it with my brain. But for the most part, that brainwashed me. And I think it brainwashes animals too. Like if they eat something that is mushy or whatever, and they get sick afterwards, oh, I'm not eating that again.
Right.
And so I'm going to use this to my advantage.
Oh, there you go. Wow. There you go. So watermelon is good for you.
Yes, it is.
But yeah, food memory was too strong for him. Yeah.
I used to really love it.
Yeah. Oh. And not so much anymore. No, but I love watermelon. So, but I don't buy a big watermelon because I know I'm the only one in the house that'll eat it. So I only have watermelon when I'm at someone else's house where they've cut it, or at a restaurant where maybe they have some, and then I'm always really excited to have a little bit of watermelon.
And the watermelon may have been sitting out too long. I don't know.
I don't know. Or he could have just got the stomach flu, and that was the
Right,
last thing
right.
he
It
ate.
might
He
not-
ate a lot of
Not
watermelon.
have been
So
connected
yeah,
at all.
yeah.
I was working in a preschool. Kids have germs.
There you
They
go.
just do.
There you
Anyway.
go. And let's see what else we have here. Ah, Deb's rootin'
Thank you.
yawn. Yay.
Thanks.
And Cindy's got to win this week. Wow, you lost 3 pounds this week. That is amazing, Cindy. We got a new pup yesterday because we have a lot of land. Oh, that'll be so much fun for you in your new house and to play with a new puppy in your new yard. How cool is that? And you know, you probably had to do a lot of walking of that
I
new
think
puppy
that's in
too.
The next one.
Oh, let's see.
You didn't click on it.
Oh, shoot.
You got to click on it. Show.
There we go. And it kept her steps up. Oh, and it was 30 degrees outside. So you could go on some nice cool walks with your puppy. How fun is that? Hey, and Deb's got to win. She says she didn't eat one of the 400 Christmas cookies my husband and the kids baked and decorated yesterday. Wow, I am so proud of you, Deb. There is a Christmas cookie that I make called to dolls. I still have to finish delivering them. I've delivered them to a few of my neighbors. And they've been sitting on my counter, and I've been proud of myself too, because usually we have to make extra batches of the cookies because Jeff and I eat so many of them, and we have to make more before we get them all delivered. And this year, no, we only made the one big batch. They've been sitting on those plates on the counter, and I deliver a few each night, but I'm always pretty chit chatty with my neighbors, so it takes me a while to get to everybody. But I think I've had
By the way,
Three?
it helps that you put them all.
3 cookies, and that's it. And we made them, 5 days ago, and I've only had 3 cookies.
It
That's
helps that
pretty
she
big.
put them all on those little plates and covered them with
Saran wrap.
saran wrap so that they can be delivered to our friends. And there's only 4 for each neighbor. We didn't sabotage their diet.
Yeah, no. But yeah, usually Jeff and I eat quite a few to dolls, and because they are our favorites, and we've had a little bit, but not near.
I know I'm not allowed to eat the neighbor's cookies.
Yeah, not the ones that are on the plates. He'd
Right.
be in trouble for that, and so he's been
So
good
that
that
works.
way. Yeah. And Robin says, I started working again. Cookies on the break room table and donuts. My win, no desire for any of them.
Wow.
Yay! That's awesome. And you know what? That's what Alan Carr keeps promising that will happen when you read the whole book, is that you won't be, if they won't even tempt you anymore, and you won't feel deprived that you didn't have them. You just won't want it. That you just won't want it. And which is pretty neat. So I'm really proud of you, Robin. And you had no desire. That's the biggest part. Not only did you not eat them, but you didn't have a desire to eat them. Wow, that is huge. That is huge. And Deb says, watermelon is my dessert island food. Oh, I know.
Desert island.
Or desert island. Dessert island.
Your dessert island.
Yes, your desert island food. Oh my gosh, yes, I love watermelon, and I can have it, and it's nutritious. You know, it's a nutritious food, nutritiously dense, so it's so good. And yeah, oh my gosh, 30.
Is Deb in Arizona too?
I believe Deb is in Las Vegas. What temperature is it in Vegas this week, Deb? Have you been 80 degrees like us this week? It's been crazy. It's been so warm here in Arizona. Cindy says, Gina, you blessed me this year. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that. You and Jeff giving of your time and support. I wish you both a very blessed Christmas and a fabulous 2025. Oh, thanks so much, too. Cindy. You made my day. I appreciate that. Okay, I think, did I hit everybody's? everybody's thing?
I think you did.
Okay. Was there anything else from chapter 11 that sat with you?
Oh, one thing I discovered, because Gina has the printed copy of the book
Mhm.
and I have the audio book, both from Amazon, that the vocabulary is slightly different. And if you're listening to the audio book, at least the version that I have, it has a lot of the UK, the United, the British vocabulary for things, and
Like cookies or biscuits.
yeah, and I looked because I don't remember it saying that in the book, and so we looked it up in the book, and sure enough, in the audio book, I think it was geared more toward the British audience, and it used biscuits for cookies.
But there was something that meant gas station, and
Yeah,
it was a word that we don't usually use for gas. He had to look it up. Like,
right.
What's a da 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 da?
Forecourt.
A forecourt.
And if you live in the U.S., if I said forecourt, you probably don't know what I mean. But at a gas station, for instance, they have that big concrete area you drive in, it's kind of like a driveway, but it also is a place you would park where you're coming into the gas station and you're going to fill up your car. That's the forecourt. I did not know that. And biscuits are cookies.
Yeah, I knew that.
And crisps
Or
are like
chips.
potato chips.
Yeah.
And chips are like
French
fries. And boot is the trunk.
Yeah, that was new. I had to learn that the boot was the trunk.
You fill up in the gas tank and it overflows into the footwells. That, like where you put your feet in your seat.
Yeah. Actually, that makes sense. That's
and
a good,
boot.
good
Anyway,
term
so
for that. Yeah.
That was just a little aside that I noticed this week. So if you're listening to the audio book and you get to the point where I don't know what that word is they just said, you can look it up on Google and it will tell you.
Oh, sure.
Version
It
of
was kind of fun.
It was
kind of fun. And one day we do want to travel to the UK, and I would love to see Lucy or maybe Linda or any of our Freya, any of our people. Even I'd like to see Chalky sometime walking his dog. So maybe we'll be able to visit you sometime, and we'll get to that area of the country, and we'll learn a lot by these different books we're doing here. And we got Mindy in the house. Woo woo! We love you too, Mindy. Do you have any wins this week to share, Mindy? Oh, 62 degrees. Hey, that's really nice in Vegas. That's a good temp. That's a real good temp, Deb.
We were in the 80s this week.
Yeah, and Cindy sometimes still misses the Arizona weather, which is usually pretty similar to Vegas's weather. But we had an extra hot week. We're supposed to be in the 60s, but we were in the 80s.
And you cannot lie.
Yeah, I got a big mood too, and I cannot lie. There's a song about that. Oh my gosh, how funny! But yeah. I think that's pretty much. This was a pretty short, easy chapter of just remembering you only fuel your car when the car's out of gas, that you don't put more in the tank than the tank can hold.
And to remember that the footwells in the boot.
Exactly. And so we need to remember that for ourselves too, but also on the reverse. For my buddies that are on maintenance and they're still losing weight and they're trying not to lose weight and they're exercising quite a bit because they can, and it feels good, to be able to exercise without having so much weight on your body. But while they're burning all those extra calories, to remember that they actually need a little bit more fuel. They need a little bit more fuel. Oh, good. Wait, we got a couple more. Hopefully somebody else has a win to share. Yay! That's a win too. Congratulations, Mindy. Wow, 83 pounds. I'm so proud of you. That's fantastic. And Cindy says, Deb, we have an 8-foot Bigfoot in and out property. Oh, wow. Very cool. And yeah, and we're gonna have to visit you sometime in Tennessee when we go on another trip. Cindy, yeah, you guys are so fun. Thought you said Bigfoot. Oh goodness. All right. Well, I still have some more Christmas shopping to do. I didn't finish my Christmas shopping because we've been doing so much babysitting. So I
This is
think this is
fun.
going to be a shorter book club today. But we are going to be going live tomorrow. Even though it is Christmas week, I am still giving myself my Mounjaro shot tomorrow night. And I'll be live at 7 o'clock Arizona time. And I should be home from babysitting by then. And so 7 o'clock Arizona time, which is 6 o'clock Pacific, and 8 o'clock Central, 9 o'clock Eastern. Come on to Tennessee and North Carolina. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I would love to visit with you too, Mindy. And we are thinking of actually maybe going to North Carolina and South Carolina and Florida coming up maybe in February, March. So I'll have to let you know when we get close. Yeah, I would love to meet you sometime, Mindy. And I do have a big hug for you the first time I see you. You know, I'd have a big hug for you any day I see you, though. I think that would be a lot of fun to visit with you guys. All right. If I don't see any other wins to share here, I look forward to seeing you tomorrow night. Everybody, hold on to your anchor moments and have a great week. Bye-bye.